What's going on, T?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, Miss Pretty Brown Skin? What's up, y'all? It is Mr. Just Ask Joe and Pretty Brown Skin. It's no panties after dark. Let's see, we got a couple guest hosts with us right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on up. And let's see, Miss T is coming back. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring up. Y'all know him, Mr. Late Night G. Come on, Mr. Late Night G. How you doing, family?
Doing all right. Got my real solo cup ready to go.
Okay, I got you. I'm ready for it. And we end on the No Panties After Dark show. Remember what it is. It's No Panties After Dark, the relationship conversation congregation. We put the relations back in relationship. So, because of that, we always bringing on friends, right? So, Miss Swift Tiff, welcome to No Panties After Dark. What's going on?
Hello, everybody.
All right. So I tell y'all what, real quick, I want to just ask y'all, how was y'all's week? Hey, Late Night G, we're going to let the ladies go first, right? So to our guest, Swift Tiff, how was your past week?
My past week was fine. It wasn't that eventful. I went karaoke and had a little fun with my friends. It was straight.
That's what's up. Miss Pretty Brown Skin, how was your past week?
I'm still having car issues, but I went out Friday, turned up with my friends. I want to say for us to be almost 40, we kicked it like we was 16. Okay. I was looking for my homeboy. I was like, where did he go? And everybody pointed over there. Look, that homeboy is crowd surfing. I ain't never seen nothing like it. We kicked. We kicked.
Okay. That's what's up, Mr. Late Night G. How was your week?
Week was pretty good. Learned a few things. Learned some things not to do this week.
Okay.
I'll get into that a little bit later. And then I don't know why, but I binge watched a couple of shows this weekend.
Okay.
I had nothing to do.
I got you. All right. Well, that's what's up. My week was pretty smooth. I took over the world. That was one thing. Shout out to that. I'm actually the puppeteer behind the Rockefellers and a couple other big families. So, I pull their strings. So, that's all.
Let me hold some. You pull it in the Rockefeller Street. Let me hold it back.
Yeah. So, I got you. Hey, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and pump everybody's bank accounts up. It's all good.
That's what you gotta do.
It's gonna be something in the bank. Don't worry. It's gonna be something in there.
Joe, I got the getaway car. Let's roll.
All right, let's go. All right, so folks, it's No Panties After Dark. We'll go ahead and get the show going and get up to the timeline review. But first,
No Panties After Dark. Your adult relationship conversation. Going where most don't. Speaking on things most don't. It's No Panties After Dark. We put the relations back into relationships.
All right. So again, folks, it's No Panties After Dark, your relationship conversation congregation. We put the relations back into relationship. Folks, I want everybody to do something real quick right now. The best compliment that you could give to anyone on social media is to share their shit. So please go ahead and share. Hit that like button, hit that share button. You can hit that love button, hit that hug button. There's not a hunch button on there, so don't do that. But I tell you what, go ahead and share Sonny Bono alike. All right. So, you like how I did that? Yeah, I did that.
I like that.
All right, folks. Timeline review is a segment where we quickly, we're gonna do it quickly. We're going to share our own Facebook timeline. All right. So a lot of things get posted there. So we're just gonna go ahead and share it. We'll grab a couple things from there to talk about. All right. So let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. Let's see. Oh, do I have hold on one second. I want to see if I have let's see. It's the timeline review, folks. Be ready. All right. So we'll start out here. All right. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna start here. Okay. So stop going out on dates if you're not ready to have sex. Oh, All right. So we share our stuff. We talk about it real quick. Hey. My man's, I'm gonna go ahead. I know we do ladies first, but you know what? Today I'm gonna say my man's first because you know King's been getting down here lately, so we're gonna go ahead and pump him back up. All right, so go ahead, King. Tell us your thoughts on that.
You know what? From my experience, the way I do things, I don't expect anything. Usually turns out better when you don't go out expecting anything. Forcing the issue, you know. It can turn off a lot of women. I mean, there are some that will be turned on by it, but there will be a lot that will be turned off by it. So, you know, usually having that kind of shy role, but building into it, it usually works a lot better.
I feel you. So, you know, Melanated Minds, they comment down here. They say women expect men to take them out on dates and pay, but don't expect us to want sex. Man, I guess they're saying, why do you think we paid? I'm saying, stop going out on dates with men if you not ready or don't intend on having sex. I know the free meal and feeling and looking good is fun, but no man likes to be misled, and we all want to be fucked on. Stop playing. Okay, that's wild. Swift Tiff, you know, you guest on the show. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
So, in my opinion, it's ridiculous to think that way because so for the people that are practicing abstinence or for people who are still virgins, are they not supposed to go on dates or do anything like that and just expect to give up their goodies because someone took them to eat, which is a natural thing? We have to eat every day. So because you paid a little bit of money, it's worth getting inside of my temple? How?
I mean, hey, what you think? What you think, Pretty Brown?
Listen, I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you expect to get the experience, because that's what we don't call it. If you expect to get the experience because you took me out on a date, you're gonna be real disappointed at the end of the night. Because half the time, I go on a lot of dates. I'm out here on tour, and half the time after the date, the vibe don't even be right. So I done blocked the man before he done dropped me off or before I got home. So if you think that you're gonna get the experience because you done paid a couple of dollars, you sadly mistaken. You're gonna be real mad you're on a date with me. You got to earn it.
I feel you. I mean, I feel that. I definitely would agree. I definitely think that I don't know who exactly runs Melanated Minds, but that was kind of wild right there to think that that's something that one should expect. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't think you should expect that. I think in the back of guys' minds that they're thinking, hey, you know, I'm hoping You know, they thinking I'm hoping, you know, I mean, men are hunter gatherers, right? So, you know, they hunt, they go grab, you know.
It's always gonna be in the back of the mind, Joe, but you know, I mean,
it just can't come to the front of the mouth.
Right. You can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fill up first.
Well, I know what somebody told me that the problem is they feel like our men should be able to walk away with something just because some of these women are just are going on these dates to get a free meal. So therefore they feel like in order for them to feel like they're not just taking somebody out to eat, they have to get something in return as well. And I think sex is a high expectation, or the experience to expect that is a high expectation. I would rather you expect me to go half on it.
Oh, no, I'm not going half.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying I will. What I'm saying is I would rather you expect that though before you think you're going to get the experience of it though. You get what I'm saying? That's all right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so good stuff there. You know, I definitely think that is you know, we have a consensus on that. So that's definitely not bad there. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead. I tell you what, we'll jump in on let's see. What was this all about, T? You might have to explain
all right,
this one.
So this one right here, I seen it on Instagram. I grabbed it because it was a good conversation. So we're talking about, you know, saying your ex that wants to spin the block. Like, why are we going back into this situation?
Gotcha.
You got to go all the way back to the first slide. It was some real good shit to like think about. Like, why are we going back into this situation? We done been here. Oh, that one was good. We're gonna talk about that in a second. We done been here. We done done that. It didn't work, but we keep going back into it, and we're in this vicious cycle of spinning the block with the ex.
It's a natural reaction to be afraid of change. That's what that really comes down to. The change of expectation. Familiarity always rules out until you learn to be strong enough within yourself to be like, hey, I need to make this change. Just go on and make the change.
The fear of not knowing somebody else and trying to move on is
everybody crazy these days, so you know.
That is facts.
I thought it was mostly in Florida and New York. That's what they say, you know. Charlamagne the God, that's what he always says. He's like,
Florida and the Bronx.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hey, you gotta be careful. They peeing on people down in Florida.
Yeah, well, you know, everybody at one point wanted to be R. Kelly. I mean, you know.
Well, you know, Diddy is R. Kelly now.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat.
We'll go ahead and grab this one here, and then we'll jump into some celebrity news. So, last night, all DM'd and shot my shot.
It's Last Ninja.
Oh, Last Ninja. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Last Ninja, I DM'd and shot my shot. His girlfriend replied with a video of him eating her. Never again.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
Can you imagine?
That's wild.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how would you reply? How do you respond to that?
I don't know.
I think I would just be so mortified. I would just be embarrassed. I wouldn't even revisit it again. I wouldn't even respond to it. That would be it.
I mean, could you imagine? Like, you know, saying the heart palpitations.
Oh my God, that would be so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Never again.
That's very wild.
All right, so I tell you what, man, that's crazy right there. A lot of crazy little posts, crazy little stuff. That was Timeline Review. I tell you what, let's go ahead and get into some celebrity news. But you ready for it, T?
Let's do it.
Let's do celebrity news you can't use, folks.
All right, so this week we got Brian McKnight, Kenny Lattimore, and Shamar Moore all had babies. These fools, like, they like in their 50s and 60s. Like by the time these kids go to kindergarten, they're gonna be in the nursing home. What is really going on here?
I don't know.
Well, you know, when it comes to men, they can have kids well into their late years.
That's
Late
true.
years, like 80s, 90s, these men can still pump them babies.
Man, I ain't
Yeah,
trying
they
to-
say Adam didn't start until he was like 150, I think. You know.
Good Lord, but who's living to 150 these days?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. You know, they say Adam started. You know, when he was 150, and I mean, but he lived to be like 900 some years old. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. You know.
Kinda
All right.
Go ahead.
And then in other celebrity news, we kind of touched on it a second ago. Young Miami says she likes to go to shower. She said it just do something to her. So P. Diddy was trending last week. And why does all the good stuff always happen the day after our show? You notice that all the good stuff come out on Thursday and we on Wednesday.
But you know he does have the perfect name though, P. Diddy.
P. Diddy, right. So I mean, she getting Birkin, she getting flued out, she got a show, she getting the big bag. I guess it's worth it to get peed on. I don't know.
I guess as long as it's not toxic.
He do be drinking this Ciroc.
I'm saying it might be sterilizing it a little bit though. Never know.
I wasn't ready. Beyonce is facing backlash over performing in Dubai because of the anti-LGBT laws. So the alphabet people is pissed off at her. They're like, how could you go over there and betray us? So she didn't perform any music from the Renaissance album, which celebrates the alphabet people. No offense, guys. We just calling it the alphabet people tonight. But, you know, the Renaissance kind of celebrates their culture. And so they're confused, like, okay, you celebrated us, and then you go over to Dubai and take their money to perform for them. How could you? So they're mad.
Here's my question. Which one of them is going to turn down $24 million?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
And then not only that's her profession. She's
an entertainer.
You know, being an entertainer got to be hard because, like, you can't just, what's the word? Don't nobody want to be discriminated against.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are entertainer and you get to decide who you want to perform for at the same time, you don't want to deny other people that like you, you know, because other people, you know, because of conflicts with other people.
Exactly.
Right, and that's facts. And so she don't want to get canceled, but you can't get canceled over her and then get canceled over her, and it's just a lie.
Right.
I feel you.
1 hour though, y'all. 1 hour. She just won the lottery. She don't even got to work no more if she didn't really want to. So they can be mad all they want. It's still gonna be sitting pretty.
I know. Did y'all see the video? Her daughter was great. Her daughter hit the body roll. She going to turn up. She's like, baby, they cut people's hands off for that over her.
I ain't see it.
Wow.
So let's see. In other celebrity news, Nick Cannon finally went to go visit the twins because Mariah Carey filed for full custody of the twins. So he went to go visit the twins and did some TikToks. I mean, he spread thin. He got 15 babies by 20 different women. He's like, Mariah got that long money. She got James Tanaka over there, and he was neglected the twins. And she said, So I guess her going to court made him go visit the babies.
He gotta look good real quick, you know, cause he trying to make everybody believe he's really gonna be able to spend enough time with all them children that's in all them different places. It's not possible. So he got to try to make it look good now that he's under pressure. He got to try to show us, let me hurry up and get over and show y'all I really do this. It's not possible.
It kind of reminds me of that movie. Remember, She Hate Me, the Spike Lee joint?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of remember at the end, he had all them damn kids. That's where Nick Cannon is going. That's where he's headed.
Yeah.
All right. And then
He's going to have his own little arc.
We got to talk about
lost,
this.
though.
We got to get into this. I normally don't like to talk about these people because they give me a headache, and I'm gonna probably have a migraine tomorrow. But we don't talk about these people. Rock says she pregnant by Blueface, and Blueface said that he is not the daddy because she done had 10 different dudes knock her down. What y'all got to think about that?
You see what my hand is, don't you? I get a headache thinking about them too.
They have got the most dysfunctional relationship I've ever
Talk
seen.
about toxic in the worst way.
Man,
I don't even
seen
really know what to
something.
say about their situation.
Ain't
Is she
nothing
really
you can
pregnant?
say. That's what I want to know. I'm not quite sure that she's really pregnant, honestly. And somebody said that she's got a relative that's pregnant, and she took a trip to go visit them, so she might have had them pee on a test
Pee
for
on a
her.
test.
That's what they're saying.
I would
But
hope she would.
And she's gotten into like 3 fights since she's announced this pregnancy.
Oh wow.
But she said she was happy to announce it because he's made her have so many abortions, and she wasn't aborting this one. That's what she said.
I just want them to get some therapy because before this child comes, if there is a child coming, because that is disaster waiting to happen.
I feel like we all need to make a phone call to CPS real fast and save this baby. But Blueface got into a fight with DJ Academics, and the shit is funny. I sent that to you guys on Instagram, and what he said, DJ Academic said, fight the 10 inches that piped your girl out, and the girl who keeps beating your ass, and I'm 100% sure, damn, whoo, MMA shit. I'm gonna buy your foreclosed house and kick you and your child and the mother of your child out in the 10 ninjas that she done fucked on.
Man,
them two, like, they represent what other people believe is the worst of
about
us.
black people. Yep.
Wait a minute, check this out. Blueface said 10 ninjas piped his girl in the last year, and she still dropped that video of him eating that nasty snatch. Own up to your responsibility. You're about to be on child support, Blueface. Get your manhood back from your girl. Woo! Yeah.
So did y'all watch The Baddies?
No.
Oh.
The Baddies. That's how I was introduced to Christian was off The Baddies with the Bad Girls Club. It's on the Zeus network. And so Christian, I mean, she's really wow like it with anybody. That girl's a hothead. And then even on the show, I mean, they would go to the club. She didn't really seem that she was doing too much with no dudes because, you know, they stay on them. She would dance with dudes, but it was really about it. She was never the one with nobody messing around. So who knows?
I don't know, but either way, like we say, folks, it's celebrity news you can't use.
Because what good does it do you?
And so is that all for celebrity news tonight?
That's all I got. Ain't got no more.
All right, sis. Well, folks, I tell you what, again, we're heading up to the main topic here shortly. Our amazing resident therapist will be here shortly to discuss this next topic, which is how comfortable is too comfortable around your mate. Think about that. How comfortable is too comfortable around your mate? You know, and is there such a thing for reals? All right, that's the question that we're asking. That's what we're talking about. But first, folks, we are going to go ahead and go to commercial. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Again, it's No Panties After Dark and Miss Pretty Brown Skin, Mr. Just Ask Joe, Mr. Late Night, G and Swift, Tiff hanging out tonight. So we'll be right back, folks.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywow.net. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywow.net. Remember, healthdaddywow.net.
Habibi Trading Company, home of soap, sticks, and Saya Baba products. Over 400 locations at a store near you. Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, Southern Indiana, or find yours online at sayababa.com. Again, that's sayababa.com. Habibi Trading Company, where you can find fragrances to incite your senses.
No panties after dark. Your adult relationship conversation congregation. Going where most don't. Speaking on things most don't. It's no panties after dark. We put the relations back into relationships.
All right. We are back, folks. It is NPAD, No Panties After Dark, your relationship conversation congregation. So, tonight we have our topic, which is how comfortable is too comfortable around your mate. And I tell you what, folks, joining us is our favorite therapist, your girl, our girl, Miss Laquisha Moore. Welcome once again to NPAD, No Panties After Dark. How you doing, sis?
Oh, y'all couldn't hear me. How you doing? I was on mute. My bad.
Hey.
I'm doing good. It's nice to see y'all. Thanks for inviting me again.
Absolutely. You have a sound mind that we love to hear from in our relationship conversations here. So I tell you what, T, you brought this to me, and we, chit chat about it a bit. What made you bring this topic to the forefront?
Did I bring it or did you bring it?
I don't know.
I thought you brought it.
I thought you brought it.
We kicked around a couple of ideas. Remember, we were kicking around stuff.
Yeah.
I thought you, but
okay. I don't know. It could be,
yeah.
maybe.
Hey, we freeballing tonight.
Hey, well, I tell you what, but what's interesting about this topic is, I was coincidentally talking to someone earlier today about that very topic. How comfortable is too comfortable. So, it got into the conversation of, Putin, women Putin and farting and, stuff like that. And it's like, what's too comfortable? I think you should be able to be yourself, right? Because that's going to be the answer. Anybody, that's going to be her answer, fellas. I'm going to tell you that right now. But
bodily functions happen.
See, exactly. So I'm just saying, how comfortable is too comfortable? All right, let's think about the idea that men are visual and women, or men are more visual and women are more, what is it? They don't care. You'll see bald head, short Danny DeVito dudes with this tall, model. You know what I mean? You'll see that.
Right. You do see that.
But that's
women
because
are more
men,
mental.
Yeah, women are more mental. Men are more visual. That's weird to say. Women are more mental because you know what I mean. You have to sound women are more mental. That doesn't sound like in a good way.
More emotionally involved.
Yeah. I'm that play on it. Interestingly enough. But
mentally stable, Joe. Mentally stable. Let's not play.
This is true.
Where you at?
Hey, it's all good. So,
what you say, Greg?
I said, depending on where you're at. You go there, some place you can go, you can find some of that craziness. So,
gotcha. So, sis Laquisha, in your field of expertise as you're out there, do you hear conversations like this? Is this a thing where people come to the table with their mate and say, and then people, maybe somebody got too comfortable? I mean, is that a conversation in relationships?
I think usually when like people come to counseling for like couples therapy or family therapy or counseling with their partners, most of the times it's because they have gotten too comfortable. But it's not like comfortable just farting and different stuff like that. It's really just kind of not considering. Like when I think about becoming uncomfortable, like what makes you uncomfortable, like what makes a person uncomfortable in a relationship, or when do you start to feel like your partner is getting too comfortable? And for different people it varies, so I think when like your partner's aversions and their value system is important.
Okay, so, and this is for any of y'all. A couple comes to therapy, and that's the thing, she's talking about him and how he, his socks stink, and he's talking about her about how she forget to do a second flush. I mean, I'm just saying, they come to the table, they need to talk to someone, and this is what's going on, right? Is there a resolution to that at all? I mean, how comfortable is too comfortable? Is that are they too comfortable?
Empathy and becoming more considerate in a relationship is a way to remedy it.
What about becoming so comfortable that you're starting to take your mate for granted? So like we're in this, we're used to this, the newness has now worn off. And now I don't pay you no attention no more. I don't prioritize you anymore. I don't spend time with you anymore. I don't court you anymore. I don't take you on dates, like stuff like that. Do you encounter that a lot?
Oh yeah, I mean that's a lot of times. Then with men, it's like she doesn't want to have sex as much anymore, or she doesn't do things for me, certain acts of service. So yeah, I definitely encounter that. I think sometimes when people are nitpicking about small things, it's usually because there's bigger issues going on, and they're just kind of tired, so they start nitpicking. But what do you guys think is too comfortable in a relationship? Like, what do you think is too comfortable?
Honestly, I don't think you
tell
can
them
be,
late night G.
Honestly, I don't think you can be too. The older you get, you kind of lose that. Can't even think of the right word I'm looking for, but you kind of let stuff go. But like I've said, the past 3 weeks that have been on here, one of the biggest words you need to have in your relationship is communication.
Mm-hmm.
If something is bothering you, the littlest things are starting to bother you, you need to take it to that person. But you also need to be compassionate when you do it, and y'all both need to have empathy and listening to each other. Comprehension and understanding also works hand in hand with the communication.
So
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But see, you hit on something there, G, Mr. Late Night G. You hit on something, communication.
Mr. Two Phones.
There's too much of this. There you go.
I have two phones, first of all.
I don't know, but there's too much of this.
Whoa.
Going on there.
I have a work phone and I have a very
like,
personal phone. So that's
take a drink, everybody.
That was the personal phone. The third one. But no, y'all are bugging.
What's wrong with you? He's been working. Y'all don't even understand what I've been going through this week. He has been wearing me out. Because I didn't know that Android, you could react to text messages. So I would send him a text message.
Still can't though.
And he reacts to the text message. And it sends a whole brand new text. And then he replies to the text. He been wearing me out all week, y'all. It's 2 phones.
But no. I'm just saying.
I always feel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sis.
I was saying. So I was wanting to answer you, Miss Moore. So I feel like inconsistent. To me, it sounds like it goes hand in hand a little bit. Is the inconsistency and comfort, because it seems like once people get comfortable together, then they feel like you don't have to keep doing those dates and things to stay and excited about each other. People get comfortable, and then like men say about women all the time, we start wearing our bonnets and we don't take them off, and when we're having sex or whatever the case may be, when people get comfortable, it seems like that's when the inconsistencies kind of start creeping in. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, I think it's always good in the beginning, right? Like it's always,
the honeymoon. Yeah.
Talk all day long, talk all night. You be losing sleep, having to get up for work the next day. Like, dang, I only got 4 hours of sleep talking to them last night. Then y'all back on the phone in the morning, and that probably goes on for some weeks, But usually stuff starts tapering down. People start getting back into their normal routine, and sometimes when you're doing all of that at first, kind of love bombing each other, and not in like in a negative way, but really just like showing each other a lot of love, getting to know a person, is exciting. But then as you start to get to know people, you also get to know the things about them that you might not like so much, and how you deal with those things. Like a dude, he might not like something you do, but in the beginning, he's not gonna really address it, Then one day they might fly off and say something rude to you. You're like, hold on, like that hurt my feelings a little bit. I didn't even know we was right there,
Right.
That's when you start seeing like certain little things and like building up tit for tat, little issues with each other, right? So I would say that most people put their best foot forward. I definitely have. When I'm there, you excited, you want to get to know them, you want them to see the best parts of you, to see your worth. But there's some parts of all of us that can use some tweaking. So
I try not to do that in the dating phase. I try to just, this is what it is. Either you rock with it or you don't. I try to do that. I try not to be. I don't like that good behavior stuff, and I don't want the guy to be on good behavior with me. Like, show me who you are, so that way, because I just feel like I'm getting to that age, and I want something real, and I don't want to waste time. So let's not waste time being on good behavior. Let's just put it on the table up front. Either we rock with it, and this is real, or we don't rock with it, and let's be out.
Yeah.
Time is one of the most precious commodities that people take for granted.
Exactly. I'm not gonna waste yours. Don't waste mine. So this is what it is. Do you like it?
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys think that? I mean, I know me personally. You get comfortable and it's cool. It's just. I think you always have to be trying to figure out, different things to do along the way, right? To bring that spark back.
So
both people got to play a part in putting forth that effort, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You got to figure out ways to make it new every time. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit around and wallow in, oh yeah, it's as good as it is. No, I mean, you can be better. You can do little things.
Yeah. You got. I like that late night G. You got to make it new. I mean, they got these masks and stuff now where you could really look like a totally different person. And I mean, I think now you could just use the mask and just really make it new. Who are you? Oh, I'm the butler. You know what I mean? So it takes your whole.
That's what Tiny, T.I.'s wife, she said that she wears different hair all the time because she's like, it's a new chick right here every night.
Well, I do that too.
You switch it out
tonight, babe. I do. I switch them up. Like when we come out, this is coming out when we come out. When we go off the earth. Like we go on a date, I have on my makeup and everything. We come home, I'm gonna take it off, I'm gonna take my hair off. And this is what it is.
Too bad I can't
But if
find
you
a
want
way to do that.
But if you want to see somebody different, I mean, I got out my hair. I mean, I'm in my beauty room and you probably can see there's hair behind me. It's all kinds of hair back here. Who would you like to see tonight, love?
I know that's right.
You'll keep it new, keep it spicy.
Every time. Who would you like to see?
Hey,
So
I mean,
so for y'all, what aversions do y'all have in a relationship? Like when do you feel like somebody's too comfortable? I know for me, it's probably like when people start belching and farting and stuff, I do get a little like, excuse you, like, we ain't on that level yet. But I feel like it no matter what stage, right? But some people are different. Like some even men are different with women. Some men don't want to hear a woman fart at all. Then some men like, girl, don't let that shit out. You know? It just know who you dealing with, right?
Right. Now, I will say, even though I don't believe in good behavior, like even like I've been in a long-term relationship and I still left the room to go do that. Like I'm not going to do that in the same room because you know men are visual creatures. Right. Not that it's going to be an accident. Not that it's going to be an accident, but you know men are visual creatures. So I'm going to go in another room. Like you don't need to.
No. I was saying like if you did it, it would be because you slipped and did it, not because you did. You gonna make an effort to go somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship like that too. I did, and with my daughter's father, I never did it in front of him. And it was weird because he didn't want me to either. But it was odd because if I'm in the restroom, using the restroom, he wants to be in there then. It was really odd to me how I couldn't let that air out in front of him, but he'll sit in the bathroom where I'm letting something else out. That's worse. So that was strange.
That goes back.
That's too comfortable.
That's how I felt too. But he wanted that comfort, and it didn't matter if I told him, "Hey, babe, you know, like for real." You know, he's like, "Yeah."
He was making sure that you wasn't in the bathroom texting the other ninjas. That's what he was doing.
Well, I didn't even take my phone. I don't take my phone in the bathroom because
maybe he just wanted to, you know, he had the boo boo, and then you know he wants to be next, like you know.
Or maybe it turned him on. No,
sometimes I've heard some men say they test women to see where the comfort level is. I don't know if he was testing me or what, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. But he wasn't the first. He wasn't the only relationship where the man wanted to be in there during that time. So, like you said, you know how you said earlier, Laquisha, some people are okay with it. Like, girl, let that out. Which those are the men I usually run into more than the ones that's like, don't do that. I actually, besides that,
don't you want to be with a man like that though? That's not gonna get turned off by every little thing, you know?
Yes, because then,
you know, with clothes, without clothes, like just your free self.
Yep.
Man, you don't go to the bathroom by your damn self. Man, I'll be in there with you.
Yeah, that's a boundary. Remember, I was telling y'all last week.
Yeah, you told us about this.
I'm in the shower. I was in the shower, and like that's my private space. And he came and pulled the curtain back. I was like, "Do you mind? I want to wash my ass." Shit. And then like it was another time, like I was in the shower. He came and I guess he couldn't hold it. There's another bathroom in the house. Why do you have to come shit in the bathroom while I'm taking a shower? So now it's steaming there. It's hot in there. And you just took a shit.
I'm gonna be mad as hell about somebody coming in and use the bathroom while I'm taking a shower.
I was pissed.
I mean, it was just marking his territory. It was just marking his territory. That's that's where he wanted to leave his stink on her. It's just marking his territory. It's natural.
I'm used to that.
That's what they do in nature.
And you say this is a boundary. Like to me, that's disrespect because I've already said this is a boundary. The line is drawn in the sand, and you come in and do it anyway. That's disrespect to me.
You needed like an alarm every time the boundary was hit, like some alarm that goes off every time the boundary.
It
like,
was so bad. It was so bad. I installed one of those hooks on the door. So not only did I shut the door, then I hooked it. He took the hook down. Like he's like, I'm coming in there with you. I was said, what the hell?
Mm-mm.
He didn't. Oh Lord, y'all see. I had to for my own understanding. I had to go and look up a version. You know, Laquisha said the word like twice, and so I was like, hold up, let me make sure I know what this word means, and I had to go look it up. And a strong dislike or disinclination. So yeah, I think that there's certain things like I don't like anything really having to do with the menstrual cycle. You know what I mean? Like,
Understandable.
I don't want to walk in and see it. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
So you're not putting a tail down, are you?
What you talking
Putting a tail down and running
You're not getting your red wings.
I'm old, y'all. I'm old.
You still don't know.
Man,
you ain't never smashed on red.
I mean, everybody has it. I mean, we all grown. Yeah, everybody has. Maybe that's my trauma. I don't. That's why I don't want to see that. That was my trauma.
I've only done that one time.
They should know.
I've only done that one time, and it was a very traumatic experience for me because that's how I got pregnant with my daughter. I do not. I don't believe in that no more.
She took out her old belief system. Like,
Listen, nope.
If that was in the Bible, she just ripped that page out.
We're not putting down. No tails. Red means stop.
And that's what they call it, running stop signs. You never heard that term?
Red means stop. It does not mean
man,
go.
I've never heard that before. Running stop signs. Wow.
I thought it was running red lights.
Yeah, that's it. They use both terms, so.
Yeah. I don't even know. But so
basically you don't like seeing stuff with the menstrual is what you were saying, which I think is like an aversion that most men have.
Yeah.
I think most women try to be private about it too, because they know this.
But I'll say that if I see it, I'm not all like, weirded out or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I understand that things happen and stuff like that. So it's if I were to go in and see that, then I wouldn't freak out. I just
I mean, well, that's a good
roll
thing.
The toilet paper
and
then roll the toilet paper around my hand and then go flush the toilet. That's the only thing I would do.
That means that you didn't make a baby that month. That's a good thing.
You
didn't procreate. See?
I heard
plenty.
Funny
thing is, I can sit here and watch a horror movie where they're killing blood, guts everywhere. And then I go in the bathroom and I see something like that. I'm just like, what the fuck?
What is it about that? Do y'all think that y'all just been mentally trained to feel that way about menstruation? I'm gonna go back further because
I guess because you know what? I think in real life, if you see that, the smell of blood and stuff immediately comes to mind. You know what I mean? So, but if you see it on TV, there's no, you know what I mean? It's different than in person. So on TV, you can see it, blood's guts, no big deal. But in person, then I think most men probably, because you automatically associate it. You know what stuff smells like, through your years, you smell different things, different ones, you've looked on the wrong side of the curtain once, maybe in your life when the baby was being born and said, "Oh," what I mean?
I wasn't even weirded out by that, Joe.
Some people were. Some people were. Yeah.
What about? One of the things that I was thinking about when you first came on, and I remember people referring to how men are versus how women are, and I was saying that men are more visual and everything, and that like maybe y'all don't, that we're more accepting is what I got from that, and I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think we do tolerate it, but we still have the same like issues. I feel like we give y'all a pass that we don't really get, and just trying to figure out where y'all think it comes from that women are expected to like be a certain way. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to human body function.
You know what? Hey, Laquisha, you remember women are made of sugar and spice and everything.
I knew you were going there.
I think that's what it is. When we were younger, that got instilled into our heads the same way Barbie dolls and princesses and damsels in distress got instilled in yours head, right?
And then boys are snakes, snails, and puppy dog tails.
See, exactly. So you said ill to a certain point, but so that's what I'm saying. We get these predisposed notions in our minds, and as we get older, you've upheld your mother to that predisposed notion, and now you get out, you're dating, you're still associating that predisposed notion of what a woman should be: sugar and spice, everything nice, all that stuff, with a little bit of black coffee in there. But it's just what we said when we was coming up.
They're like the flowers. There we go, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Those are all the things. So I think that's more a reason why sometimes people, but I think we're definitely moving into a generation where, nobody's, they're not worried about it. It's all good because women are bras now. Women are bras and this, that, and the other, so we're in a generation where it ain't gonna matter. What's up, girl? Hey.
Somebody put that on a post the other day. I think Tiff posted it, and he was like, because the females are too busy being Miss Nigga, and she want to put her sheeness up. I'm like, no, that's not the kid. I don't have a sheeness. I'm not Miss Ninja. I don't want to be. But it's a lot of us out there that's hard like that.
Yeah. Well, I think we merging, right? Like men are getting more feminine and girls are getting more masculine, and we're gonna all be one at some point. No, I'm just
exactly.
Me and Joe say it all the time. We're going to one gender.
But I do feel like the gender roles are getting blurred for sure, and I think sometimes that's the sign of being comfortable in a relationship, because I feel like if a man walks in my house and he sees that my trash need to be taken out, I feel like he should take it out just because he's a man, and
absolutely,
you don't gotta live here. You just see that there's a need that needs to be met right there, and it's dark, and I'm a girl, so
right,
absolutely.
But I think that people not being like, so certain things like that, like not being mindful or something, I'd be like, dang, my son's gonna walk in somebody's house and take their trash out. Like, who raised you? You know what I mean?
Right. That's one chore that I don't do around here. I got teenage boys. Y'all see that trash cans full? I bet not even have to say nothing.
Right. So it's like, just what are things that make you feel like a person is being like too comfortable? What's the worst thing y'all feel like can happen that you feel like where a person showed you they was being, getting a little too comfortable?
Being neglected. Like you're so comfortable. And I'm here, and you know that I'm here, and you know that I'm not going anywhere. So now you just don't pay me any attention.
That's probably.
I don't take what you're saying serious.
Like
because they done got used to it. It's a cycle. Once it becomes a cycle, then they're comfortable. So it really don't matter. Sometimes in a relationship, and you're going through something, it don't even matter what they tell you sometimes. And it don't matter what you say. Yeah, if you don't such and such, I'm blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you say yes all the time. It's comfort actually on both sides. Because to me, if the man or if the woman is giving an ultimatum and she's saying, well, if you don't do this, I'm a blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, well, I ain't gonna do it. I'll be here. I ain't go blah, blah, blah. And he don't come. But she ain't go leave either. Everybody's talking stuff because everybody's comfortable enough to know that he's comfortable enough to know she's not really gonna go nowhere, and she's comfortable enough to know that she could tell him that she's gonna be done with him, and if he don't come, she can call him the next day and they be back to normal. That's also what I see as being too comfortable.
So it sounds like I mean, it sounds like people just need to disappear for a day or two on each other, and that'll solve all that.
People
Just
get space.
come up missing.
Work lunch.
Listen, I was in a relationship. I bet not I came up missing. My phone would have blown. I couldn't go to like a girlfriend's house. Like, you ignored me while I'm at home. I go to my girlfriend's house. I got 50 phone calls. I wasn't coming up missing. Probably slipped the air tag in my back pocket and was tracking me.
Speaking of that, I know somebody that put the air tag in their girlfriend's car and just kept tabs on her everywhere she went. What the hell's wrong with you, man?
That's
I was telling Tiff about that last night. She didn't know nothing about the air tags.
I didn't know nothing about no air tags.
I don't know what an air tag is either.
Yeah, for $25, you can track anybody.
Is that right?
It's an iPhone thing. So they're for $100, and you get this air tag and you link it up to your phone, and your phone will tell you where this air tag is. So if you slip this air tag in somebody's car, then you know where they're at and where they've been. You can track it on your phone. If you're traveling,
they just give everybody.
Put the air tag in your luggage when you travel. So, like, if they lose your luggage, then you can track your luggage down.
That sounds like
track anything down.
That sounds like the whole and pimp industry would benefit from that. Like, pimps would sit there and put air tags on all their hoes, and you know what I mean.
$200.
You know what I mean?
I see you at 4 spots last night.
Right. I just can't care about where somebody is to that extent. Like, I want you safe and stuff, but like keeping tags on I think that's an invasion of privacy for real. And
very invasive.
People that's not even their husbands or their wives. Like, this is just your girlfriend, your boyfriend, somebody you kick it with. Like, what? Even the husband and wife would still be a bit much, but I mean, what is the motivation?
I've had it done to me before. Somebody who does that. I've had it done before.
I've been recorded before. I've had somebody leave a recorder in my house for hours on end, and all they heard me do was had a belt that I had bought because I had spent money. Like, it was an expensive belt I shouldn't have bought. And I hid it in the closet. So I'm telling my friend, like, girl, I can't tell him that I bought this belt. I'm going to have to hide this in my closet. Out of all them hours I know he felt crunchy recording me for 10 hours and only getting one little me hiding a belt and threw it up in my face. You bought a belt and did this. Like, then I knew. I was like, you recorded me because I only told one person about that belt. Yeah. Wow. And I found the recorder.
Wow,
that's creepy.
It is creepy. It's too much.
That's creepy because that's at another level. That's stalking.
But it's also a trust issue, right? Remember when I was saying earlier, when people do small things, it's usually like a big thing. To me, the issue ain't really the air tag. It's the fact that you're dealing with somebody that you truly don't trust, that you feel like you have to go to this length. You know what I mean?
You feel like you can't trust somebody, then you don't need to be with them at the beginning.
That's a whole job. That's a whole job.
But you know what? A lot of times when you can't trust your mate, it's because you're out here doing what you're doing. So, if I got time to do what I'm doing, they got time to do it too. So the person that put the air tag on me was actually the one that was doing the dirt.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they usually go.
So basically, let me find out where you at so you don't know where I'm at.
What about the person that was really, as far as being with somebody? How long do you think a person should deal with somebody with no true commitment? Because I think that's where some people, when they feel like you getting too comfortable because you have been together 3 or 4 years and there's no
commitment. I seen somebody post sometime last year. She said something like, "I just ended my 17-year relationship, and it's something, but it had something to do with the fact that he never proposed." But on the other side, it's like, you let that go on for 17 years?
People do.
Y'all both was guilty.
Y'all know what? I like to always say whatever floats people's boat, because you don't ever know why people wait that long. With that being said, I have a family member who was with their person for 25 years before they got married. I don't know why they took so long.
I know a
Because
couple.
yeah, I mean, like, basically already calling each other husband and wife, and the families, in-laws, and all that. It was like they didn't need a marriage because we already looked at it like they was married. I don't know if maybe they got comfortable and felt like they didn't need to get married because they was already married. But however, they did the thing, and at this point they been in it, and it ain't nothing stopped. Nothing even really seems different. So.
It might have just been,
I like to stop, not really say much on that because people got their own things in relationships, and some people are trauma and they got to work things out before they really want to give themselves 100% to a person. Seems simple, but it's not all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Man, after that many years, you might have just forgot. You thought you got married, and you just forgot.
I always say I think there's a difference.
You was at the altar, right? No,
yeah. Well, one day look at you, like, oh yeah, I ain't married yet.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a long-term relationship like that, and we were together for almost 10 years, and we had been engaged, and so like he would like, let's get married, and I'd be like, well, let's plan a wedding. Well, I really don't want to get married, so then I'd be like, well, I'm not staying. If we're not getting married, I'm not staying. So the minute I'm like foot out the door, well, let's get married. So then I come right on back in, like he would use it to like pull me back in. And I eventually got sick of the shit. I realized that it was never going to happen. Like you were using it to string me along. And what's so funny is when we did finally split up, my kids said that they didn't know that we wasn't even married.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, man, that's something wild that kids would say.
Yeah, they didn't even know. But I think that plays a part into like the way that I feel and how I operate with relationships now. Like I'm quick to like go on a date, like the vibe didn't feel right, and I'm a block you and ghost you. We're not going out again because I just feel like I wasted so many years of my life. I won't say it was a waste, but it was a waste. I don't feel like I have more years. I don't want to waste 6 months, a year on anybody else. Like if it's real, like let's find out if it's real up front and not waste each other's time. I feel like that situation maybe traumatized me a little bit where I'm scared to give somebody time because I'm scared they're gonna waste it again. You know what I mean?
But is it really a waste if you having fun?
It wasn't fun a lot
Great
of those
memories.
No, that's a very, very great question that you asked that. T know why I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could demand the relationship to progress the way you wanted to. But then it's like, also, I want to enjoy this person too. I don't want to take too much time worrying about what the title is and where it is because I thoroughly enjoy what we're doing. I like him. I like his energy. He makes me want to do this or do that. And some things do take longer. Like I don't fall in love quickly. So never have, so that just is an individual thing to me.
Yeah, I think some people think if it don't happen in a certain amount of time, it's like an anxiety that it won't happen, or that a person feel like they got the cow for free, so they don't got to buy the milk type of thing. But I do know that can be a source of contention. Like a person feel like you getting too comfortable without like true commitment, or you expecting me to be a wife or be your husband, like without you being my wife, me being your wife or you being my husband.
Right.
And sometimes you don't have to look at it as a waste. You can look at it as a lesson. There's teaching moments in everything, regardless.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a teachable moment. Yeah. But now, so I operate different. I don't believe in giving wife treatment to a boyfriend.
I don't believe in that either.
But they feel like they want the wife treatment to determine whether or not you're worthy enough to be a wife. Like, no, you get the wife treatment when I'm a wife. You get girlfriend treatment when I'm the girlfriend.
Well, why do you have to show a person that you have wife capability? But I think a man expecting, like, if you just dating somebody, you expecting them to cook and do this and do that for you on a regular basis. Like, to me, in the boyfriend girlfriend stage, at non-committal stage, it's like, whatever I do for you is a privilege because I'm not your wife. You're not my husband, and so this is the time for us to enjoy each other, or do things that we want to do for each other and see if that's enough.
See, that'd be the problem I have though, because sometimes I don't know the difference because I'm just doing what I do and just being who I am. Watching my mother, because my mother was born in 1945. So, and I'm the baby. She was older when she had me with my father, and so it's like she's always been married, so I've always seen her be a wife. So when I get into a relationship, I don't know no other way to be but what I saw. So when I'm in a relationship, I'm cooking. Baby, you need me to wash your clothes and stuff like that.
Yes,
I don't. Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's sweet. I understand that. I think for men, like some men get upset because women aren't doing those things for them.
Yeah.
And I don't really think you have a right to get upset. Like if somebody's not doing those things for you when they're not obligated to you.
Right.
Yeah. So what are wife things? This when you said it, T, earlier, I thought the same thing. I was like, what are wife things? You know, he put that in quotation. What are wife?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like one, living together, handling your business, making your doctor's appointments for you, stuff like that. Getting your paperwork and stuff together, stuff like that. Like, you know, say helping you out with your life insurance, your 401k, things like that.
Yeah, your lover and your secretary.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Working
That's
every
what that
day.
is.
Every day of the
Like, baby. You don't understand how to do this health insurance enrollment stuff, girl. Could you just do what you do?
Baby.
No, because that's what but y'all real talk, that's what I'm used to doing when I'm in a relationship. I do that. I take care of I make sure the bills is paid. I do my taxes. I do his taxes. Like really, that is what I was used to doing. Now, since I'm single now and I'm, moving on and enjoying whoever I'm dating or whatever the case, I don't want to do all that. But then it seems like men really do have that. Some men have an entitled way of thinking. If you're gonna be my woman, even if you're not even a woman yet, they think that you're supposed to be quiet when they start speaking.
But you know what, Tiff and I were having this conversation last night because we feel like this is our toxic trait. Like I posted it on Facebook that I was very toxic, and it's true. This is our toxic trait. When we get with a man and we're really into you, we elevate you up on that pedestal. We're both Virgos, and this is how we do it. We elevate you on that pedestal and we build you up, and you done told us that you ain't shit, but we see the good in you, and we're going to cater to that, and we're going to nurture to that, and we're going to love you like you've never been loved before. And then when we get sick of your shit and you show us that you really ain't shit like you told us up front, but now we see it and we drop you like a bad habit. But now you're like, okay, I done got used to this. She loved me like anybody else ever loved me before. She took care of me. She catered to me. She nurtured me, and now it's gone. And I don't like that. That's our toxic trait. We talked about that last night.
Well, I like that you said about somebody said submission, because I was thinking about earlier today that like men say things like women ain't submissive these days, and I'm like, a woman is not supposed to be submissive to you just because you're a man. She's supposed to be submissive if she's her husband. Like, we not, like, I don't understand where we get like, oh, women need to tone down or not be this or not be that to feed the male ego. What is that about? When submission to me goes both ways, because it's really cool. What I think, what's his name? Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I can't believe I.
Oh shit, not Kevin Samuels.
Cooperative collaboration, I believe. Like, to me, that goes both ways. But it's like they be like, well, women ain't doing this and they ain't doing that. And so I joke around and say that I think men get mad because we can't live with them and they can't live without us. That we do provide a certain amount of assistance when we in relationship and actually care about what's going on with the men.
I don't like the word submission. I prefer the word alignment. So that means that we have a meeting of the minds of how this thing is gonna go. You know what I mean?
Why does that word feel some type of way to you though?
Because it just takes me back to like that slave mentality where you were beaten into submission. I don't like that word.
But could it be like I'm submitting to your, respectfully to your leadership though?
Right. So now you're responsible for me. So I feel like a wife is a responsibility. You're responsible for overseeing my life. But I don't know. I prefer alignment.
It's levels to it. And Laquisha, it's funny you said it. I had just talked to T about this. It's really, really coincidental. I literally just had a conversation with a man tonight. He told me I was too mouthy. He said that women are too opinionated these days, and that's why Black women are not married, and these other foreign and other women are married because they know how to shut up. And he said it was because I thought I was right, and the situation was something where I knew I was right, and I was like, I'm not even gonna argue with you because I know I'm right. And it still turned into an argument because he felt like when I noticed that it was escalating,
that you shut the conversation down.
I said, but you're not even my boyfriend yet, and you already want me to be like that, though? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
How?
We that's egalitarian for me. The crown goes both ways. Like, it's
what is this?
And I said
James P's comment, we are partners, we are equal. I'm not looking for you to submit.
Exactly. We're supposed to be on the same team. We're supposed to be rocking it out together, building up.
Sometimes I think that comes from like ego, like when men don't feel enough, like they have to feel like they in control of a whole person. You know, like
and I told him, you have to make me feel a certain way for me to even want to be like that for you. I said, so we having this little argument, you know, he told me I should have went to the exam to take the bar exam because I'm argumentative. And I said, no, we just having a conversation. You was wrong. And I was just telling you what I knew. I wasn't trying to, per se, correct you because it was a simple situation. But the fact that he really felt like once he said what he said, I was supposed to just literally be quiet. He was talking over me. I couldn't get a word in. And then he said, well, and listen to you trying to match my yelling. I said, well, when I was talking to you like this, you was hollering over me. You didn't hear a word I said. I said, so yes, I did come a few octaves louder because now you're making me feel like I'm smaller than you and I'm behind you. And he said, that's a dangerous way for you to be looking at it. I said, I'm telling you, that's the way you made me feel.
Yeah.
I told her to block Mr. Wormwood. That was Mr. Wormwood.
Some men can't handle being challenged by a woman. And that's unfortunate.
We've got you and I have a mutual friend that we know couldn't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I seen
Mr. Buffalo Bill.
You said who?
She knows what I'm talking about. I said Mr. Buffalo Bill.
I know who you're talking about. He done went off. I thought you was talking about our other friend. She'd have beat that man up. But I told Tiff, I was like, you need to block Mr. Wormwood. That was Mr. Wormwood. Y'all remember that movie Matilda?
Oh Lord.
Mr. Wormwood, Danny DeVito. I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it. I said, block Mr. Wormwood and don't ever see him again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it has to be some equality somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I definitely been having like conversations and I'm trying to listen to men a little more. But a lot of it does sound more chauvinistic to me, and like they feel like like feminism and all that stuff has threatened their position in society and their place in the woman's life. And now we gotta kill out all of this masculine energy that these girls have, this independence that they have, because it's like now because they're so independent, they're able to walk away from us when we being abusive or being, in control or whatever. And it's been interesting to me to see that men really have some views that I didn't know they truly had, which makes me sad that I'm not attracted to women. No, I'm just I'll be like, is that
kind of scary though?
Where I'm gonna turn to? I have no recourse.
Right. I keep seeing this post, bring back soft women. We heard bring back real men.
Bring back letting me stay at home all day. I will cook for you and you pay all the bills. Bring that back. Bring back you doing it.
You'd have to bring that inflation rate back too,
Yeah,
we need that $20 bill that
we just saying if y'all gonna ask for it. We just saying if that's what y'all want, then y'all gonna have to do y'all part too. I can't go to work and then come home and do all that, and then you telling me I'm not being a good enough woman, and I've been at work all day for 8 hours. Then I come home. I got 3 kids. My youngest is 3. I come home. I gotta get clothes ready for school. I gotta cook. I gotta wash clothes because my oldest son is in a private school where he wears uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm supposed to do all that, yeah, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take up care of all these bills, partner.
In another area, and that's the thing.
Yes.
Is like we've had to progress to a place where we are becoming breadwinners because it does take two, even when you're in a relationship, sometimes to live the way you want to live. If you want a certain
inflation rate,
right.
So you want me to work every day, pay half the bills, come home, cook, clean,
and I ain't got no voice in it,
and I gotta fucking suck on demand.
I was gonna say they forgot it, and we gotta have sex with you.
We gotta
not that that's a bad thing, but
that's what they call it. That's what they call it.
Listen, I mean, and it's cool, but I can't do it every single night if I got to do all these other responsibilities.
Do y'all see the Tillerys? They my favorite Instagram couple. Have y'all know who I'm talking about?
No,
I don't think I do.
It's I think they call the Tillerys or something. I have to look it up. But I love that they show a lot of videos of them working together, cleaning up together, doing stuff together, like collaborating together. Because I really feel like the traditional relationship is going to be hard to attain if you don't have a man who's really getting bread out here. You know, if he's not making, you got to think we have unconventional relationships now. And I wanted to get to too comfortable with the kids too, like what's too comfortable. But we have unconventional relationships now where, you know, you coming into a relationship where a girl might already have 2 or 3 kids, guy might have 2 kids or something like that. And like, what if y'all coming into that, like what roles and responsibilities, you know, should happen or shouldn't happen, you know?
Sounds like people should just do a meeting first, you know. Don't do a date, do a meeting and then see if you can do a date. It's just,
and that's a great question.
Sounding so controlled right now.
Y'all value systems aligned. Nah.
That's a good question because that's one situation I haven't had yet to integrate my family with somebody else's.
Mm-hmm. So I've done that before, and we had 5 kids collectively, and all 5 kids lived with us full time, and it was a lot. And then I felt like I was mothering 5 kids, and you're not putting in what I need you to put in as my partner with these kids.
Well, it usually does happen too that you become like sometimes a single parent while you in the relationship still, like you still have. It's like I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm a single parent, but I date, but I'm partner with you, but everything I have to do on my own in that area. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people create those situations so that they don't have that responsibility where the man can have access to you and all of that, but he's not willing to, you know, take on the responsibility of your family. And usually we don't have to take on theirs unless they are, you know, a single father. You know, we usually are just dealing with the kid coming over on a weekend or something. But I see you did with 5 kids.
Yeah, they live with us full time. It was a situation where it was necessary. This was a necessary situation. And I've always been of the mind of, how can you love a man and you don't love of that man? So I can't say that I don't love you and I don't accept your kids. And there was a need there. And, you know, saying both kids have different mothers too. So it was a crazy situation. There was a need there for both kids at the same time to come from their other homes to come stay with us full time. And I stepped up to the plate, like, just bring them on in here. We got 5 kids now. That's what it is. So, you know, like in the morning, he's going to work. And then I'm responsible for getting up and getting 5 kids out the door by myself. And it was a lot. It was a huge undertaking.
I mean, it sounds like it. How many kids you got?
So I had 3. So I had 2 by myself. We had 2 together, and then he had 2 by 2 different. I was the 3rd baby mom.
Okay.
So I didn't learn my lesson. So yeah. So we had a lot of kids, and it is what it is. And we made it work. You know, saying like groceries went up. I was cooking for 7 people, and it is what it is. It was a lot. Man.
You got a whole Black Brady bunch.
The Black. You remember that, Joe? You remember that?
The
Black Brady
filming that.
Remember we talked about putting cameras in my house at the time. Remember? You was like, I would make a good
cameras in
TV
there.
show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have it. And so what, like what's too comfortable with your kids? Like, you know, when can a person say something to correct your kid, or
Ooh.
when, you know, how they correct
you ain't his daddy.
But you know, that's
Well,
touchy because, like, you know, like if you in public, and you know, they say it takes a village to raise your child, and then, you know, if you see or somebody see your child acting up and they say something to get your child to behave, okay, but then you get it in a personal separate level where it's with your dude, and then it's like, well, you can't say nothing to my child, but it's really the same thing, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to a village raising your child, if your man sees your child disrespecting you, then as a man, I would think a man, regardless of his position in that child's life, is going to correct them. That's what I would want.
But some people's correction, the way people raise kids is different, you
Now, the
know.
method definitely does make a difference.
Because saying something to my kid and like hitting my kid or something is, you know, two different things.
Right now, not hitting, but saying something that something to control what's happening that's not out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
I think any adult to do that, you know, unless you like right there and you can do it yourself.
But you know,
well, you
some
shouldn't
people
bring
still gonna be
anybody.
mad about that though. Some people are not gonna be okay with it, or it's gonna be a conflict with the child's father because the child gonna say something. Mama's boyfriend, then he said something to me, and then, you know, so it's really touchy.
Well, you shouldn't bring somebody around your children that you don't trust. So that's
Right.
like, to me,
Absolutely.
that's a huge boundary for me. So like my boys, like I got divorced from their dad. They were little, so they don't even remember me and their father being together. But they were around my daughter's father for a lot of years. But that's the only man that they've ever seen me with. And my daughter has only seen me with her father also. So that's a huge boundary for me to bring a man around my children. And I do like, you know, I
Absolutely.
date, but you cannot come around my kids. And I've had men actually try to meet my kids because I guess they felt like meeting the kids and the kids gonna like me and I'm being there. No, you came and you violated, you met my kids and now I don't want to talk to you no more. But I, you know, in that situation when, you know, when my ex was in the home, I allowed him to discipline my children because I trusted him. We had a child together and I trusted him, but it wasn't, he never spanked my children. So like if they got out of order, like it's push-ups, wall squats, sit-ups, things of that nature.
Yeah, I've seen that happen in some people's relationship where they use the athletic discipline method. I think it's called ADM. Isn't that right, Laquisha? It's ADM, the athletic method there. Yeah, so
I'm unclear about the athletic method, but that's not how I discipline my kids. So my discipline is you tell me what my kid is doing and I deal with it. Like you can say something to them, but as far as you actually giving them punishment and stuff, you ain't my husband. That's not happening.
oh wow, so not even the push-ups.
No, like I mean, if we not on that, like if we not on that level, I would prefer you allow me to discipline my kids myself.
Yeah.
You can reprimand them verbally if they disrespectful or do something, but I feel like when it comes to handling the discipline, because they do have fathers, and I don't want that little drama of, you know what I'm saying. I don't want no man discipline my kids, like in a physical manner, like not just hitting them, but just period.
I feel that.
I used the Darth Vader method. I just stared at him.
Oh shit.
You choke him from across the room. The air just gets a little tight and like, You didn't have to touch him.
Yeah. But,
how do you handle that in your relationship, Joe? Because I know you have a stepdaughter.
Man, you know, I tell you, I think in, you know, the beginnings of relationships, you know, things like that can be a little tough in the beginning because you're trying to fit in that groove of, you know, what you will and will not allow with each other, especially with each other's kids. So, you know, but I think the stronger the relationship gets, then the more that there's an understanding on both sides of how to really make that work. Families mesh together all the time. You know, so I think when it comes to that, then that's it takes time. That's the basic thing. James P. He says, I've had issues with dating women with kids due to the fact that I was around the child and the child's father was around, which I was fine with, but they would control everything. So, I think the child situation is definitely a concern on both sides. But I figure, time, and as time goes by, you know, that strength is there, and everyone is understanding.
Well, I'm encouraged by the understanding.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And lastly here, and when I try to say my input, I get told I'm not the father, etc. Yet I'm treating your child like he or she is my own. Yeah, so like we're saying, I think it just takes time. Honestly, it isn't something that is gonna happen right away. You got to understand past experiences and things of that nature. What the child has experienced, going from maybe having two parents to just having one. So it takes time, and that's everybody's got to be patient and understanding. So either way, I tell you, tonight I think the whole idea of being comfortable, is there a thing about being too comfortable? Really, that I think that's between you and your significant other. So y'all gonna make those. Absolutely. Y'all gonna make those decisions. Y'all gonna, figure that part out. But, it's a situation where if you really love someone, then y'all really gonna work that out. So, any last words before we go?
Love conquers all.
Boundaries.
If you can conquer love.
Your problems.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, it's about that time. I am taking my last sip here. So we've come to yet again another great show of NPAD, No Panties After Dark, your relationship conversation congregation. Folks, same place, same time. Next week, we want to thank all of our guests, Mr. Late Night G, Miss Swift Tiff,
Thank you.
and Miss Laquisha Moore. Thank you once again for gracing our screens. We appreciate you. Hey, sis, Brother G, y'all good? We out?
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having me as well.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Bye.
No panties after dark. Your adult relationship conversation congregation. Going where Muslims speaking on things